Hey everybody, it's Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching. So I just want to make a quick video to show you how to clean your magazines. Same thing for both rifle and pistol magazines, it's the same exact process. Having your magazines and keeping your magazines clean is extremely important. Second only to like operator error, the weakest link in the chain for any magazine-fed firearm is the magazine, meaning the magazine will cause more issues other than, again, the operator error. Magazines will cause more issues than anything else. And that's typically due to either A, poor quality magazines that just don't work well in general, but also dirty magazines. Pro tip for you guys, if you're taking a rifle or pistol class, be sure to clean your magazines after each day. So, for example, let's say you're taking like a 2-day rifle class. What you'll see is day one, everyone's rifles will run generally just fine, unless you're bringing some, piece of shit rifle or some, home built rifle that just have problems from the get go. But generally speaking, what you'll see is most people's guns will run just fine day one, but day two, everyone will start having issues, and that's because everybody, after day one, they go to their hotel or whatever, and they'll clean their rifle or their pistol, whatever, but they won't clean the magazines. And the magazines are all, during day one, kept getting dropped on the ground and kept getting, dirt and sand or whatever inside them, got real dirty, and everybody cleaned their guns, but neglected to clean the magazines, and the magazines on day two and day three, whatever, start causing issues. So pro tip, if you're taking a multi-day rifle or pistol class, be sure to clean your magazines after every day. It's actually, in my opinion, more important to clean the magazines than it will be to clean the rifle or pistol. So with that being said, I was at the range yesterday, and this particular range, the ground is very sandy, very fine sand, and when the magazines were dropped on the ground, sand gets all into the magazines. Hopefully the mic will pick this up, but you can hear all the sand inside that mag, and the follower is really crunchy. So I'm going to show you how to clean your magazines. Again, this is just an AK mag, it's a 40-round Bulgarian Circle 10 mag, but works the same for everything, whether it's an AR magazine or a Glock magazine. Doesn't matter, the process is still the same. So first off, you're going to have to take apart the magazine. You can't clean the magazine without taking it apart, so don't try to be lazy with this. Take the thing apart, because you can't clean it without taking them apart. Take them apart however they come apart. Pro tip here, when you're taking apart a magazine, always point the butt end of it away from you, so in case you lose control of the spring, you don't get punched in the face by it. Alright, so once you take the magazine apart, you just need to wash it out. Typically all you need to do is bring it over to your sink, which is what I'm doing here, and all you need to do is just wash it out real well, especially the body, because the body's going to have most of the sand, dirt, or whatever that's in it. And most of the time, just washing it off, just washing everything off real well is going to remove all the dirt and grime and everything else you need. Now, in some cases, especially when you're like dealing with mud or like clay or something that has a tendency to want to like stick to the sides and the body of the magazine, you might have to like scrape it out with like a toothbrush or like a bottle brush or something like along those lines. So if you're dealing with something like that, again, like mud or clay or something like that likes to stick to the inside, you might have to like brush it out. But generally speaking, when you're dealing with just like sand or a little bit of dirt, most of the time just washing it out real well will get all that stuff out of there. So all you need to do, again, is just wash it out. Just make sure to wash the body out real well. Again, especially the body, because that's where most of that grime is going to be. A sink works just fine for this. You can use a whole bunch of stuff, like a hose, garden hose, or whatever. You can even use like an ultrasonic cleaner if you want to. If you happen to have one of those, I do. So typically I'll use that, but I'll just show you here with the sink. And be sure to wash the follower and the spring as well too. And the butt plate. Okay, once you wash everything down, take a rag and just wipe everything down. You want it nice and dry, because you don't want the spring and whatever to start rusting. if you just leave it wet or reassemble it wet, you could potentially rust the spring, which obviously is not what you want. For the body, I like to take a rag to clean the inside, to dry the inside of the body. I like to take a rag and then a kind of a long flathead screwdriver, and I'll just take the rag and I'll shove it through the body using the screwdriver, and then I'll pull it through the other end, and I'll do that a few times. I've already done it. So now it's nice and dry. Inside the magazine, double check to make sure there's no, a whole bunch of sand still in there or whatnot. There shouldn't be, but just double check. So once that's dry, just do the same thing with the spring. Obviously, just wipe down the spring and make sure the spring and follower are nice and dry, and obviously making sure it's still clean, so there's no leftover sand or mud or whatever. And once everything's nice and clean and dry, just go ahead and reassemble the magazine. Again, keeping the magazine pointed away from you while you reassemble it, so in the event that you lose control of that follower, it doesn't hit you in the head. And now you have a reassembled, clean magazine that will actually function reliably. So that is how you clean your magazines. Again, it's not terribly complicated. Just wash them out, dry them off, and reassemble them. Shouldn't take you more than a few minutes per magazine. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please like, subscribe, follow, depending on where you're watching this. I'm Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching.